so much, Rajesh Kumar sir. We can proceed with the session. So as Krishnan and everyone, that's we will come step by step. So don't worry about that. So I just saw your charts. Like how to download. I will guide from the initial steps, like how we can download the Power BI desktops, how we can utilize the different data sets as well. So we have to move ahead with our session. So my screen is visible with everyone and my one. Uh, in between, if there is any lag you will see in the voice or in the screen presentations, you can just ping on a chats or you can just communicate with me as well. So we can proceed. There is a one statement, it is written in front of you. You can see to it that like if you torture the data long enough, it will confess to anything. That means as a data analyst or as a data scientist, obviously we are going to play with the data. So the main agenda of that playing with the data, that's we should take the maximum insights or the maximum informations about the data, like what exactly my data is telling to me, or what exactly the data is telling to your organizations to or as per your requirements. So this is obviously the statement is written by the Ronaldo, this Nobel Prize winning economist. But that is a true. Like the more time you will give to your data sets or to your data, definitely you will get a lot of insights, a lot of trends, a lot of patterns. You will get the idea like what exactly your data is telling to you. Uh, it's a totally 3 weekends workshops we are going to see in that workshop. So obviously everyone have their own curriculums. Curriculums at your ends provided by the IDMI and the eShiksha groups as well. So we can proceed with the first one, like the what exactly you understand about the difference between these three tools, which are the market leaders. I can say that. Uh, like the Excel versus Power BI versus Tableau. What exactly you understand about these three tools? So obviously the Excel is a very common tools people are using day by day, uh, and it's very common. I can say that no one can say that they are not familiar with the Microsoft Excel. So what is the purpose of using the Microsoft Excel? So the primarily a spreadsheet tool for the data entry, basic data analysis, and the calculations. For that particular reasons, people are using the Microsoft Excel. If I will talk about the strength point of view, this particular tools, obviously there are a lot of strengths. You can see to it that with this Excel or the Microsoft Excel, great for the detailed data manipulations and calculations, and it's a very easy to use for simple charts and the graphs. We are going to see the majorly hands-on sessions, not about the PPT sessions, but this is just the introductory parts. For the introductory parts, I just want to explain with the help of this presentation. So please take a note in your mind. Don't think like the whole sessions of this 6 days or the 3 weekend session will be the totally about the PPT sessions. Not at all. We are going to see the hands-on sessions maximum times. So the purpose of the Excel is primarily a spreadsheet tool for the data entry, basic analysis, and the calculation. Strength is always great for detailed data manipulations and the calculations, and widely available and familiar to many users. But obviously, when we talk about any tools, they have the pros and the cons, that's advantages and the disadvantages, both the things, or the strength and the limitations. So the limitations point of view, I can say that limited in handling very large data sets. Like when we have a very large data sets, obviously the Excel having the some kind of a limitations will be there. And in Excel as well, that there is a basic visualizations capabilities compared to the other two tools like the Power BI and the Tableau. And when we're talking about the suited for the interactive dashboards and the dynamic dashboards point of view, uh, Excel is less suited. Now coming to the next one, so that you will get the better understanding the difference about the Power BI. So Our main workshop is totally depend on the Power BI by default. So the Power BI is business analytics tools, Microsoft for interactive data visualizations and business intelligence. I will come to about that why we called as the business intelligence this particular things or this particular tools are calling as the BI tools. The strength point of view, I can say that excellent for creating interactive dashboards and the reports. Because if you aware the first statements of today's sessions, the more you torture the data, the more informations you can generate it. But the data's informations when you generate it, how you can present to your stakeholders or how you can put that data in front of your organizations. The only possible ways or the best way to present the data's informations or the insights of what exactly your data is telling to you with the help of the dashboard is one of the best way to represent what exactly your data is telling. And the second one is the reports. We'll see about the distinguish between the dashboards and the reports as well while performing with the hands-on experiments. Now coming to the next part as the strength of the Power BI, it's integrate well with other Microsoft products and the services. So that's why the Power BI is having this strength and allow for easy data sharing and the collaborations. So this is a strength. Obviously, the limitation is also there. When I'm talking about the limitations point of view, requires a Microsoft account and can be complex for the beginners. And advanced features may require a paid versions, I can say that, or you have to pay according to the services you want it. Now coming to the Tableau, the third one, the Tableau purpose. First of all, so it's a data visualizations tool for creating interactive and shareable dashboards. When I'm talking about the strengths, it's a highly advanced visualizations capabilities with a wide range of charts and graphs. Very powerful for analyzing large data sets and complex data. Offers drag and drop interface for ease of use. Very easy to use about the Tableau as well. Limitations is, I can say that limitations about the, it's expensive and specially designed for the enterprise levels features. For the beginner's point of view, you need more commands while operating the Tableau. Why I'm saying that? Because from the childhood, we are quite familiar with the Microsoft tools. Quite familiar with the Microsoft tools. So Power BI is something like we are familiar because the interface, the environment, Power BI is providing, we are already familiar with the Microsoft environment. So that's why the Power BI is little bit a good advantage. In summary, I can say that Excel is a great for the basic data task and the calculations. Power BI excels in interactive reporting and integrates well with the Microsoft products. When I'm talking about the Tableau, so Tableau shines with advanced visualizations and handling large data sets. But we cannot say that the Tableau is best, Power BI is best, or the Excel is best. All the three tools are best. It totally depends on your requirements. When you are dealing with the enterprise levels with the large data sets, you need a lot of advanced features in the visualizations. Tableau is the best options. When you are performing in organizations, your clients are using the different tools as well. So the Power BI is a very good for the collaborations point of concerns. As for the cost management point of view, Power BI is good. We are quite familiar with the Microsoft environment, so Power BI is always good. So it totally depends on your specific requirements and what exactly you are going to think and you are going to perform with your data or specifications you require to perform in the data sets. Excel is obviously still, there are a lot of data analysis job posting. You can see that, or job post you can see in LinkedIn or the Naukri.coms or anywhere. You will always find that the requirements or the skill set or the knowledge, the Excel is mandatory is there, because the data we are dealing, or the basic calculations or the basic data analysis, the Excel is always provide the best environment and very fast environment as compared to the with this to Power BI and Tableau. So I cannot say that the Excel is very nice or the Power BI is good or the Tableau is best. It totally depends on your requirements. So hope you will get the better clarity or understanding about the difference between this Excel versus Power BI versus Tableau, because we are not here to communicate like which one is better and which one is not better for the data set. So obviously it totally depends on your requirements. So hope everyone get the idea and understanding about this particular stuffs. Now we can move ahead and we'll have to find out like what exactly we can do here about this particular things. So let's, I'm moving like this particular as the next part as the what is Power BI. With this particular, this is just a question for all of you, like what is Power BI. You can write in a chats as well if you are not comfortable to speak, but if you are possible to speak up, it will be a good. But if you are not comfortable while speaking or while turn on your mic, you might working it somewhere, you might be in a crowd area, so you can just write in a chats as well. It will be a good, like I will get the response from the audience as well. So what is Power BI? Power BI. What you understand till now. I'm not saying that you have to search from anywhere and you have to just respond me. What you understand till now, that's Power BI. As
Power
you already,
BI is a
yes.
business intelligence tool which helps to visualize and clean the data, transform the data in a meaningful manner. It has all the ETL tools, which is in the Power Query editor. So, uh, which is uh, used to transform and analyze uh, and
Yeah, that's totally absolutely right. Uh, 100% right. Whatever you said about like this particular things. Anyone more want to elaborate a little bit about what, as far as someone is telling? As far as I know, is a data analysis tool. Yes, totally agree. Natrajan's Binosha, that's data analysis tool. 100% agree. Group data analysis and visualizations tool. Totally agree. Okay, fine. I'm coming to this particular things. So I have the two definitions with the Power BI. The first one is I can say that particular is the uh, what is Power BI? So Power BI is a business intelligence tools. I will come that particular thing as the business intelligence tools. Why we'll talk about the business intelligence tools. So from my definitions point of view, Power BI. So Power BI is a business intelligence tools. In that tools, we can see the insights, what exactly the data's insights is present from the data, what trends pattern we can see with the analysis way, we can see with the visualized way. So different things we can see that. But as a Power BI developers, if someone will comes, just like you people say that it's a data analysis tool, it's a data visualizations tools, obviously. But as a Power BI developers, those who are working as a Power BI developers, if we are going to ask about what is Power BI for you, so for that particular things, it will come as the answer as the Power BI is a collection of components. So Power BI is a collection of components. The first is, as I told, that definition is a business intelligence tools. And the second I'm talking is a collection of components. So the two definitions I'm talking to you, one is the definitions to in generalize, And the second definitions I'm talking when I'm working as a Power BI developer. So Power BI is I can say that the collection of components. So what will be the collection of component means? What exactly the means of the collection of components? So the collection of components would be, I can say that the first components is Power Query. Please take a note of that particular things. Now people are always confused. What is Power Query uh, in Power BI? In Excel, we also have the Power Query. So Power Query is a powerful data transformations tool integrated into both Excel and Power BI. Especially we are uh, talking with the Power BI workshops or the course. So that's why I'm totally focused on Power BI. But it is present in Excel as well. So as I told one things when I started the definition as a Power BI developer. So Power BI is a collection of components. The first components I can talk as the Power Query. So what is Power Query? So Power Query is a tool for connecting to transforming and loading data. It allows you to clean and reshape data before using it for analysis or visualizations. That means we can talk as the ETL. So in Power Query, we are going to perform extract, transform, and the load. So that's why we first use about that transforming in the data. Obviously, without extracting, the transformation is not possible. So first we are going to extract the data in Power Query. So Power Query is a tool for connecting to transformation or transforming and loading the data. It allows you to clean and reshape the data before using for the analysis or the visualizations purpose. So this is about the Power Query. Key features of the Power Query, I can say that the first key features for the Power Query is the data connectivity. Connect to the various data sources like Excel databases, web, CSV, PDF. Then the second, I can say that data transformation is there. Offers a extensive options for the cleaning and reshaping the data. The third one, I can say that's automations. That automates repetitive data preparation tasks with reusable queries. Then integrations works seamlessly with Excel and Power BI for further analysis and visualizations. By using the Power Query, you can streamline your data preparations process and ensure your data is clean and ready for analysis or the visualization. So Power Query is the first pillar of your uh, Power BI. I can say that. Now the next one I can say that the Power Pivot. This is also one of the important pillar. Pivot or the Power Pivot is a powerful that enables advanced data modeling and analysis by integrating and large data sets and creating complex calculations. What is Power Pivot? So it's an advanced data model. Combine data from multiple sources, creating sophisticated calculations and data analysis expressions. When I'm talking about the data analysis expressions, that means DAX, DAX. If you search it, DAX, you will get the better understanding. So DAX is something like we are going to customizations code. I can say that customizations script we have to write for the data analysis. We can use that DAX functions. So created sophisticated calculations using data analysis expressions. Build and manage relationship between different data tables. So this is about Power Pivot. Key features of Power Pivot is always data integrations, advanced calculations, data relationship, and the performance. So when I'm talking about the data integrations, combine data from multiple sources into a single model. From different sources, you have to combine on a single models. Then we can say that advanced calculations uses DAX for the complex calculations and the aggregations. Data relationship manages relationship between different tables for concurrency analysis. Then the last one is a performance, handles large data sets efficiently and performs calculations quickly. So Power Pivot capabilities by enabling sophisticated data analysis and modelings, making it easier to work with large and complex data sets. Now the next one we are going to, any guesses? Anyone having any idea about what will be the next pillar? The third one? If no, we can go ahead directly. That's Power View. Obviously, this is something you will get about the idea about like this particular or this pillars, the four pillars of the Power BI, Power Query, Power Pivot, and the Power View. Power View is an interactive data visualizations tool and available in both that's Microsoft environment, Excel, SharePoints that allow you to create dynamic and interactive reports. So Power View is a features for creating interactive charts, graphs, maps, and other visualizations. It's designed for exploring data and presenting in a way to easy to understand and share it. Obviously, we'll have to see that this particular features while performing the data cleaning, data modeling. So key features of the Power View, that's interactive visualizations, data explorations, customizations, integrations. If you can observe, the integration is everywhere. Works well with the data models in Excel and Power BI. Customization is the look and feel of your visualization for better presentations. And the data exploration is, I can say that easily explore and analyze data through interactive elements. And interactive visualizations, obviously, you have to create and interact with the dynamic charts, maps, and the tables. So this is the third pillars. What will be the next one or the last one? Anyone, any guess would be there? Everyone start with the power, power, power. So Power Query, Power Pivot, Power B. What will be the last one? Anyone, any guess from your
Power
end?
BI, Power BI service.
Okay, let's see. So it's a Power BI service. So obviously, this is a very important part. Very good. The Power BI service, I can talk it. The first three is about going to be operation is going to be deal for the cleaning, for the extracting, for the transforming, for the loading. To see the Power Pivot, what's the use of the Power Pivot? I clearly told about like the use of the Power Pivot is modeling or the data modelings, like combining data from the multiple data sources. We created a sophisticated DX or DAX data analysis expressions. In the Power View, we did a lot of visualizations. Now, once all these three things will be done, we have to share with your clients this operations with the respective data sets. Like all three operations, once they're done it, you have to share with your clients, with your managers, with your leads, with anyone. Then obviously Power BI services will come in a pictures so that you can go ahead and share with your works, your ETL process, your view, your thought works, ETL part, data modeling part, visualizations part. You can combine it, make a reports, make a dashboards, and share it with the help of the Power BI services. So just remember it. These are the four important services or the four important components. We can say that for the Power BI. As a Power BI developer, if you are considering as a Power BI developers, you should get the good commands in this four particular stuffs: Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, and the Power BI services. So now again, the question is coming: why Power BI? Why the Power BI is coming in a pictures? Like we as well, we have the lot of other things as well, like the Excel, but we always looking for the Power BI. Obviously, I can tell you about the 5 reasons, that the 5 reasons why we are looking for the uh, Power BI service or this particular things. So the first one is, I can talk it, my screen, I hope visible with everyone. I can go ahead and check with you. So first of all, stop sharing about this and sharing my whole screen. See, while sharing with the whole screen, I cannot read the chats, because if I'm going to read the chats, it's going to be problem from my end. So that's why I always try to use it about this particular stuff. So just see to it that the Google screen, I use it in the Google. If I will type, it's a Google Trains. You can see to it that Google Trains. The first reason, explore it. You can write it about the, for example, Power BI. If I want to explore this particular things, so you can see that India past day all categories. Uh, you can select it about the all categories, web search, everyone. You can see this Power BI's graph is this. I can telling the reason why Power BI is, if you compare with the Excel, Microsoft Excel, and if you compare with this Tableau, you can see to it that this graph, this particular graph, the red is obviously Excel, yellow is Tableau, and the Power BI is your this particular stuff. If you can go ahead with this particular things, or just check it with this particular. So obviously Excel will be there, but Excel is not come in a comparisons with this particular things, but we have to compare with the Power BI and Tableau. This two particular things. In India, I'm considering, for example, I can change with the country as well. For example, if I will go ahead with the uh, UK, or I can take the other country, Australia. For example, if I will go ahead with the Australia country, you can see this particular things as well. So you will get both the things, that's the Power BI and the Tableau as it is. So this is just I taken past day. If you take about this particular things past 90 days uh, circle as well, you can get the comparison as well. So the blue is Power BI. So why Power BI? As I told, that's why the Power BI. The first word is the search volume in a Google about this particular thing. So this is one of the reasons why the Power BI is in demand. You can search it in India. If you again go ahead with the India, we are talking about the India as well. So you can see that. So with the Google Trends, you can compare with this particular BI tools. You can do multiple tools. You can compare it, like the uh, Click Sense is also there. So you can compare with the Click Sense as well. So this is something like why Power BI is past 90 days. If you compare with the past 12 months, you will get the past 12 months records, and you can see to it that how the graph looks like. So this is a Tableau, this is Power. Obviously, it's about cost management and all the thing, all the things are available in Power BI. It's a free of not free of cost. Power BI desktop you can get a free, but the Tableau you will get max trial uh, things, or max to max 30 days it will be there, I think. So this is about the report. So just coming to the next part as it is. So the first is the search volume in a Google, about with the help of the Google Trends. I got this idea about like from where I can do. So this is the first reasons that's why Power BI we should go ahead and we should take it. You can search it from now. Coming to the maximum features. The second one is we talk about the maximum features here. So Power BI providing lot of features, like the, as already we saw that Power Query is there, Power Pivot is there, Power View is there, Power BI Services is there. So almost all the features are available You can integrate with any other tools. You can utilize in a Microsoft environments as well, and very easy to use. No need to go ahead with this manual things we have to apply. Just like if a person who is going to perform in the Python for the data analysis, you have to write a lot of manual codes there. But the person who is using the Power BI tool as a data analysis, he can do just with the help of the mouse and just click and drag and drop things, he can apply it. So this is about like this particular things. I can talk about the maximum features is there. uh, Next I can talk about this particular cost of Power BI. So the cost is obviously there. uh, I can say that it's a very small amount, you can purchase it, $5 to $7 for the per users. You can utilize it, but the organizations, the cost is going to be different. You can utilize use it. So this is the cost of Power BI uh, as compared to the Tableau and the other tools, because the Excel is not your BI tools. Please take a note of that. It's a data analysis tool, but Excel will not come in a BI tool, so the business intelligence tools as well. So the cost of Power BI, and the second one is, I can say that data connectivity. The data connectivity is very easy and very fast. You can connect the data from multiple sources, from the CSV format, from the I can say that particular things, uh, different format, JSON formats, any format would be there. You can connect the data very easy. Then obviously recognized by Gartner. So obviously the report is also, I have that particular things. I just attach it. So Gartner reports, you can search it in a Google's. This is a very important part for the. So I can take it this particular things. So Google Gartner magic coordinate. If I will go ahead about this particular things. So Gartner report Power BI. So you can go ahead and just see to it that this is you will get this Microsoft name as a leader in the 24 Gartner Magic Analytics and BI platform. So obviously you can see that there is a lot of BI tools are there. So Microsoft placed here. So, and obviously it's a name of the Microsoft. So that's why the BI tool is we can use it from the Microsoft as well. So Gartner Magic Quadrant for the analytics, we are so the evaluation of Point Fabric. So I'm not going to read about this all the things. Just want to show you about the 5 reasons why the I can prefer with the Power BI. Why? So the first, as I told, that's the search in a Google, volume in a Google, so the Google Trends. Then second is the maximum features. That's already I talk about the features. Cost of Power BI is very low. Data connectivity, and the last one is I can talk about this particular as the I can say that. So just a minute. We can share with this particular part. So we can talk about the next part as this Gartner report as I how Power BI works basically. That is a very important part. Uh, how Power BI works. So the Power BI, first of all, you can remember it. The Power BI having two parts. The one is we can talk as the Power BI desktop, and the second one we talk about the Power BI services. In the Power BI desktops, I can say that you can connect the data, you can install in your local systems, in your laptop, in your desktops. You can perform the ETL. You can take the data sets from different sources. You can perform the Power Query things or the explored ETL. You can go ahead for the Power Pivot. You can go ahead for the data modelings. You can go ahead for the Power View for the data visualizations. You can create the different reports, different charts, different dashboards, and you can pass through the Power BI services. So the Power BI services is a paid service, obviously, as we talk about that. So in the Power BI services, you can pass to the different departments. Suppose your data should go for first the lead or the managers. So it's going to the your team leaders or the managers. Then it's going to be come to your CEO or the VP or that particular person's. Then this data is also going to transfer or dashboards is going to be seen your CEO as well. So this is actually the Power BI's work. First, the Power BI work is totally 100% perform in the Power BI desktops, and then you can transfer to the Power BI services from to your different departments or different stakeholders according to the requirements. So this is the way actually the Power BI is working. So this is just an introductory part I just taken here about this particular things. Now we can move ahead and we'll have to see that how we can install and all the things we have to see that in the first part. If you can go ahead and just see to it that this particular stuff, just a second, I can share my screen. Hope my screen is not visible or it's visible. Yeah. So I just share it again. So this is the way you can do it. The Power BI works and all the things. So our main motive is if you can go ahead and just check it from this particular part. Just a second, I can show you about what was the curriculums for this. So this is the curriculums, Excel versus Power BI. So importance of Power BI in industry. I come to this particular part. I explain about the Power BI introductions. Now we have to see the Microsoft introductions to Microsoft Power BI, cleaning, modeling, visualizing, publish. Now, before moving towards this, is there anyone having any questions about till now, like whatever I explained it? Because I'm not did about any hands-on things here. I just try to uh, explain about this from the PPT. Uh, so anyone having any queries or any questions arises from their minds, please don't hesitate. You can ask anytime and you can stop me while performing the operations. So anyone having any queries or any questions from your mind, so you can go ahead. And then we can go see the installation and all the things.
Sir, one question. What is the difference between Power Query and Power Pivot? It's like in simple language.
Okay. Your question is,
Difference between Power Query and Power Pivot.
see, uh, Power Query is ETL tool, extracting, uh, transform, and the load. Like
Okay.
it's a primarily used for data extractions, transformations, and loading. Like for example, you have the data. I'm giving one examples. You have the data of the uh, house prices. So there would be might be I can say that 10 features or 10 columns would be there. So when you load the data, in that data you find that some cell or some columns or some places are empty. So that means you are going to do the transformations or you are removing that color, that cell or that particular area. After that, you find like we can merge two columns. So you are going to perform the merging of the two columns. You think like that the uh, some columns are very least importance. So you can go ahead and removing that particular column. So that means you are doing the transformation. That is known as the data manipulations. So that is transformation. Once that particular thing is done, you can go ahead and load that particular data to your Power BI or whatever the tools or the Excel if you are using that you are going to do. So the purpose of Power Query is primarily is to extract, transform, and loading the data. It helps in cleaning, reshaping, and combining data from multiple sources before it's analyzed. So this is the function. Now the Power Pivot. I'm coming to the Power Pivot. So first I talk about the Power Query. Now I'm talking about the Power Pivot purpose. Power Pivot is used for data modeling and advanced analytics. It allows you to create complex data models. For example, you are connecting the data. I will tell you about, because in the hands-on we will see about that particular things. Perform calculations and analyze large data sets. That is not going to be operations you are going to perform, is the cleaning, reshaping the data. That things is not going to be coming in that particular stuff. So Power Query is your go-to tool for preparing and transforming the data, while Power Pivot is designed for analyzing that data using advanced models and calculations. So that is the way you can remember it about the difference between Power Query and the Power. What is the difference between them?
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, anyone having any more questions regarding this? So I can come to this chats. Actually, the problem is when I will open the chats, my screen is not so. What about the last slide? Power BI Desktop and Power BI Service. Power BI Desktop's an IDE for working with Power Query. Yes, yes. Group BI, yes, 100%. Power BI Desktop is the tool where you are going to perform all the operations. And Power BI Service is just like when you are using that service, and basically that services belongs to the cloud. That services belongs to the cloud. So for the cloud domains. So whenever you want to share that particular reports, dashboards, or your analysis to anyone, you have to use the Power BI services. Okay. So the next one is yeah, Power View is part of Power BI Desktop. Power BI. Stop. Yeah, yeah, it's a Power BI Desktop. We can analyze it in the Power BI Desktop as well. About this, we can utilize it. Now, I'm coming to one questions to all. Sorry. Power View is yeah, Power View is a part of Power BI services, not the Power BI Desktop. The Power Query is the, and we can say that we can utilize about this particular things in Power BI Desktop. But Power View is not a part of the Power BI Desktop. Power View is actually a feature. So that is about the Power BI services or the Power BI ecosystems, I can say that. Power BI. But the Power Pivot and this particular Power Query, we can utilize this both the things in the Power BI Desktop. Now coming to the next one is, I have one questions to all. Whatever we saw here, that's I'm going to ask about like one things. Why Power BI is called as the business intelligence tools or BI tools? Anyone? Anyway, so I'm coming to this. That's Power BI is called as the business intelligence tools. Yeah, someone is commented. Yes, has the capability of the transfer. See, Power BI is called the business intelligence tools because it significantly designs to help organizations and individuals gather, analyze, and visualize the data. That's why I talk about like the ETL. are going to do it, you use the Power BI, that's analyze and visualize data to make informed business decisions. That's why we can call it as the BI category. We cannot say that only the things is going to be analyzing and till that particular things. With the help of that Power BI, we can get that particular things as the decisions or that particular understanding, like what exactly the faults in the businesses, so that we are not getting that kind much of profit. So in the Power BI, that particular things is going to be happen. So that's why Power BI is called as a BI tool, because it encapsulates the entire process of gathering, transforming, analyzing and visualizing data, all of which are key components of the business intelligence. Yeah, Power BI has AI features. We can add in, we can do it in the add-ins. You can do it in any particular uh, tool, so we can apply it. Like data analysis, we have the AI visualizations. We can see that uh, NLP is there, AI insight is there, automotive insights, integrating with the Azure's machine learnings, data flows with AI. So it has having that AI features in the Power BI make it powerful tool for both noise users and data scientists, enabling that them to drive deeper insights from their data with minimal manual efforts. Because there is a no manual things we have to apply. So let's we have to see that the installation and all the things we'll have to see that this is only the 6 to 7, 8 PPTs I created to explain it. The rest of the things will be the hands-on part only, not about only the uh, I can say that theoretical part. So now requesting all the candidates should go ahead with your system or the laptops. If you are connected with the mobile phones, please use the laptops or the particular part so that you can proceed for the next part as well. So hope you are ready. Uh, Power BI, I can go ahead with this particular things, like how download and install the Power BI. So you can go to the Google as well, or if you have the Play Stores, this is Microsoft Play Stores. The Power BI is there. You can see that Power BI desktop. And install it to get it this particular things. That's why I'm not installed as well. Actually, I have in my different system, but this is you can get it from this Power BI desktops. If those who are not having the Play Stores or this stores, you can go through the Google, and in the Google as well, you can go ahead just write it Power BI, Power BI download, desktop downloads. So Microsoft officials for 1% for up to 6, you can download it from here as well. But obviously, you can take from the Play Stores, the Play Stores or the Microsoft stores, we can say that. So it's going to be downloaded. So please do it so that we can perform the task as well. This is something you should always remember it. Hope all of you got this Power BI desktops or still anyone facing any issue. There is two options. Which options? Two options. Raj Gopal Balakrishnan.
One is desktop setup exe and other one is desktop x64.exe.
Yeah, so it's about the 6 bits. Now, if your system is 64 bits, so you can take the 64 bits. So it totally depends on your systems. You can do it.
Okay, let me try the first one. Okay, then fine.
Yeah. If we can go ahead, that's I don't need to install it because in my Office 365, OneDrive, I can go ahead with this particular things. This particular is if I will go ahead with this Microsoft 365, the Power BI is there. So that's why I'm not installed it. So it is there. Organization is a cloud stack, so that's a lot of dashboards is there already. Because it's taken the Office 365. Anyway, that's I can go ahead with the Power BI desktop so that we can take the data from there. So please do the installations to all so that we can proceed it. Now see to it that it's open. My installation is done it. So I can minimize it, this particular things. Sometime it will take a time. So this is my Power BI desktops looks like. Let's see that it will take a little bit of time to about this particular things. So it's saying the JAWS and FabCon Europe and it will come. So we have to wait it. Login with my dot e-shiksha. Yeah. So you can log in with your own email ID. Please take a note of that particular things. Intro, if I will go ahead recommend it, you can the content is view on the this particular part. You getting started with Power BI. This is a documentation is given. So beginner data and a business user functional consultant. 20 minutes. You can use it. You can check it. This introductory and all the things, whatever introductions I given. That's you can use. You can use in the mobile phone as well. Mobile phone also you can utilize it. So this is workspace organize item with workspace as well. So are the foundation of the Power BI services. When publishing any report, you must choose workspace by default. Every user has access to my workspace, which is ideal only for testing. When you want to share content with others, always create and use a shared workspace. So this all the things is important. You can refer it when you will get a time because this is about the home. You can see that select data source, start with your blank reports, get data from the other sources as well. You will come to this particular things. So this is Excel workbooks, others, Azure database, SQL. You can see that from different sources, file, text, JSON, SharePoint holders, inline services is there, Azure Power Platforms is there, Microsoft Fabric is there, all is there. So we can connect the data sets from anywhere, different data. This is a visualizations tools. You can see to it that I can just show you about the first the interface. The Copilot is there. Copilot, hope you are aware it. What is the Copilot? Microsoft Copilot is there. So the Copilot is there. So this is all the things you should do. Go ahead and just see to it that how we can go ahead and we can perform it. This is a get data. Or if you can go ahead and check it from this particular, this is a file. You can open the data and all the things you have to perform it. So I hope everyone install it or anyone still facing any doubts or difficulties.
Sir, one doubt. In the top right, I can't like I'm getting a sign in option. So which email
Yeah.
ID we should use for the sign in?
You can use any email ID. That's totally up to you.
It will accept Gmail also, right?
Yes, yes, right.
Okay.
As already
So,
I'm used. Yes. Yes, who's
Sir,
this?
actually, I've downloaded Power BI desktop from that website you have shown, but it showed if I downloaded two files, but when I open that file, it shows application can't be opened.
Why? You have the Microsoft Store?
Actually, I'm using Mac.
Okay, Mac. So obviously the Mac is you need the different file. Just a second. We can search it. So that's why. So next we have to check it. So how we can do it. Uh, Mail setup is good because that thing is going to be storage. So we cannot use it. Suppose it says cannot use personal.
Okay,
No, no, no.
okay, sir.
So you can do just a second. Fabric community installing into Mac it is not there, I think. In Mac, I don't think it is the availables in the Mac because I personally not aware about this particular. Or in the App Store, it might be there. It might be there in the
Okay,
App
sir, I'll check.
Stores.
Okay, sir, I'll check it out, sir.
It's showing in the App Store, Microsoft Power BI. So please
Okay,
check
sir,
it.
I'll check it out, sir.
Please do it all. If you are facing difficulties, let me know. If it is not using the Gmail ID, please try to use the Outlook ID. You have to just create, you will take a 2-3 minutes to creating about this. So use about the Outlook ID if it is not taking. Still you are facing difficulty till that time I can share one data sets to all. Just check your WhatsApp group.
Sir, e-Shiksha people are not included in WhatsApp group. Please add us also.
Please check this particular data sets. I already given the data sets there. The practical implementations to all the each group peoples that's in your respective WhatsApp group. I shared that data code. So it's not Aditi also. What about others, guys? That's have you done with the email or the Power BI is downloaded or not? Please just comment and let me know that so that I can get the idea.
Sir, at my end, it's installing.
Okay. The Saksham has done it. The Mac you got in the Mac.
Sir, actually, I searched on App Store, but it shows only for iPhone and some other users only. It's not
Okay.
there on Mac version of App Store.
Sure. We can proceed with the next part. Screen is visible at all. I just shared the full screen. So the response is there. It looks like the Excel. This is a visualization. Different visualizations things are there. You can see that. Here it's a report view. Here it's a table view. Here it's a model view. So this is a model view. You can see that how the data looks like so connected. Till now we have not selected any data sets here. So obviously that's why it's not looks like that anything. But now why to clean the data? First of all, data collected from various sources can be messy, containing errors due to human mistakes, technical glitch or technical issues would be there. Data cleaning involves various methods, techniques, transform. That's already is about the curriculum based I'm talking here. IDMI, that's the cleaning, modeling, visualize, publish things we have to see here on day one. So that's why I'm looking to this particular thing, supporting reliable analysis, maintaining data consistency, reducing data processing time, minimizing errors in the models and the algorithms, optimizing resources, improving decision makings, and enhancing data collaborations. So that's for that particular reasons we can go ahead and to apply the data cleaning. So already one data I have shared to all. Expecting you people also perform the same hands-on along with me so that at least we will perform some practical implementation as well. Like it's not going to be clean. You will get a lot of problems like inaccurate insight, failed data models, misleading visualizations, false conclusions, loss of credibility. So a lot of things you can receive it when you perform about this particular thing. So uh, the steps you should remember it. I can say that understand your data first of all, or one by one we have to apply so that you will get the better understanding. So I can use to open about something here. My data here, data looks like is something data. This is my data sets. Hope everyone can get it. Enable content. Yes. So raw ID, order date, customer name, consumer customer L name or first name, last name, category name, customer segment. So we'll have to see the ETL and all the things. Complete ETL part we are going to see here. This is I just open the Excel. You can see that autosave is my own. So still facing the issue in the installation, please let me know. Here, if I will share the data, it's getting a problem uh, because if I will try to share it, you people will not get about this is because this. So we can move ahead and just see that. Only 3 to 4 people are communicated. That's their installation and all the done. What about the others? Please at least just buy its ID available as a version. So that's why I say desktop is given. So it's a desktop itself, a standalone Windows-based application does not have direct web-based versions. I can say that. Power BI as a service offers a web-based interface known as a Power BI service. You can also call that particular thing as a Power BI Online. So that is available, which provides many of the same functionalities, but with some differences compared to the Power BI desktops. So just remember it, this particular things. Okay. Okay, thank you for informing that's installation done. So I just opened my data sets. I'm looking my data sets here. So we have to find it something. Some operations, the data sets so that now everyone once done it, you can come and open this kind of environment you might see. It's showing import data from the Excel, import data from SQL Server, paste data into a blank tables, use a sample template. Now my data set is already the formatted, or is obviously you can see that data.xlsx is there. So I can go ahead in the Power BI. This is Power BI desktop. You can see to it that. So I can go ahead in the get data. Sorry, get data. In the get data, when I enter it, you can see that's all the options. So Excel workbook, I can take it. So I just downloaded where it's so you can see that data code. Data file in use. So first we have to close it, this file. Then only because it's already in use. So open, you will see the open options, you will get it. Open as read only or open. So open, I can go ahead. with this particular things, it will showing that's connecting. Once the connecting is done, it's you can see that this is a navigator. I'm taking it. Navigator. So all please perform the same task along with me, so you will get a very good hands-on experiment. Letting me sign in Vaishnavi Pandey. Okay, what problem you are facing, Vaishnavi? So you can see that the one table one is also there. There is a sales table is also there. So I'm looking for my sales table. Please take a look of that. Customer F9 and all the things. A lot of functions are there in Power Query. Please take a note. We are going to see here. So I just select about here the sales data. You can reach till here. I just shared with the WhatsApp data. I cannot share with the this Teams because that option because you are not having the Outlook ID or that particular. So that's why you will not get about that perspective about the restrictions of the organization. So that's why I just shared in a WhatsApp. So please check it. This particular things. Hope everyone reads it. So I'm just going to click in the transform, not load. So please check it. When I did a load it, someone also communicated. Yes, sir. So it's taking, there are pending changes in your queries and everything will come in. So you have to keep patience. Data is huge. So sometime it will take a time to load it. So keep
Sorry,
patience.
should we load or transform?
Load.
Okay.
Sir, when should we use the transform button? Or at what point do we have to use?
You know, if you are not going to do any operations, the data is fully clean and you are and transformations, if you want to go ahead and just perform the operations of the transforming. So that's why you can go ahead with the transform the data. So what happened with my system? Did it with the load, right? So what happened with this? Yeah, it's a load. What I did it here. So my data is loaded. You can, if you keep here, you will not see anything, but you can come here. It's a table view. So you can see that the load and everything will be in front of you. So this is my data. Hope this step everyone reach it. Just check, stick that particular sales data, then only go ahead with the load. If you're not going to check with this and you can go in with that same loaded about this particular, so it will be not possible. So please go ahead and just do the needful the same way. So we will not get a multiple. So if your data is showing correct or it's showing you any errors or not, so you have to go in our home. You can see that home. You can see the lot of operations. Now there is the transform. See, dude, I will show both the things. Don't worry about that. If I will go with the transform, I can go with the transform the data again. The same options. But this is I just loaded my data. Now you can see that after the loading the data, I can go ahead with the transform. If you remember, it's ETL that's extracted. So extracted, I did data extracted from the in the form of the Excel. Now I loaded E1 as well. The table view we can see with that. Now going for the transformation. In the transformations, I can go ahead to perform some operations or some task here. So I can go ahead with the transformations. Now this is my Power Query. You can see to it that the Power Query is open. Hope my screen is visible because it's a different window. Please see to it that. Asking something, please repeat how to Pravina connect and load the data. Okay, fine. Fine, I will show you. Section. Yeah. See to it that I can close this particular window as well. Entitled Power Query. I will go ahead and just close it. You can see to it that. It's the problem with the screen. Yeah. This is your data. You can go to the get data. You can select the Excel workbooks. You can select this particular things, data and co. Just double click it or load it or open it. You will see the display options. That's why I shared the whole screen instead of sharing the Power BI desktops. You will see this particulars. You can select this, select sales load data, sales data. You can go directly with the transform data as well from this option as well. But first I'm going with the load. Like if your data is fully clean, no need to perform any manipulation. Sometime it might be happen while working with this. So if no transformations required, no manipulations required, you can directly load the data as well. That's totally accessible, or you can perform the task. But if you want to do the transformation, just like we are going to perform it, so where I click here the load. So when I click here the load, the data is going to be loaded here. Already you can see that my data is loaded here. But again, if you find like I whatever the data I loaded here, I need to do some manipulations or some data editing or some data customizations are required. So you can go with the home from this ribbons. You can go ahead with the home. In the homes, you can see that this particular transform data, this particular things, in the transform data, this ribbons, you can see that transform data. Just click on the transform data. Once you click on the transform data, the Power Query editor, you can see to it that this is a Power Query editors is going to be open. I not given any name or anything, so that's why it's represented as the untitled. So this till this step, hope everyone reach it. I expect that all people can come and perform this task. Here you can see that whatever the steps I applied it, there is a source, navigations, promoted headers, change type. Till now, there is a no step is going to be applied here. So please take a note of this particular things. Now here in the Power Query from this to this, please take a note of that particular things. Till here, this all the areas are called as a ribbons. Please take a note of that. Just like in the Excel, those who are already quite familiar with the Excel, they can aware it. This particular part is known as the uh, Excel. So you can see that text analytics is there, vision is there, Azure machine learning is there. So Microsoft is having this Azure machine learning. So these all the things are available. So we can perform the step by step so that you will get the better understanding. Here you can see the data source setting. Uh, Here you can see that table is equal to transform dot this particular things. If you just open it, you will see that all these queries is written. It's known as a DAX, data analysis expressions. So this is just like if you are familiar with the SQL query, structured query language, obviously you are quite familiar with this and you will get a better understanding about this particular things as well. So this is not a difficult, DX is not difficult. You can go ahead in the Google and just apply here about the DAX uh, documentations. Documentations. You will see that all the data analysis expressions from the Microsoft Power BI or the Microsoft, you will see the all the functions, whichever functions are available. So obviously we'll use this for some functions as well. But till now, hope everyone reached this step. Uh, so you can see this particular things. This is a left hand corner. You see this called as a data set table. This particular things, please take a note of that particular things. From here to here, you can see to it that This is known as a data or data set tables, or we call it as a queries also. But there are all the data sets tables which we are going to import in your data or in your Power BI, those will be visible over here. Whatever data you are going to be import or that taking from the other different sources. So this particular area, you can say that's queries area or the data set area as well. So the first one is a ribbons. This is a data set area or the query area. Please take a note of this particular things. So this area from this whole things, you can see to it that this particular area we can call it as the output window. So this area we can call it as the output window. Whatever the output, you can see to it that, or whatever the data sets is going to be available, or what data type is going to be available. This whole the things, or from this to this, is we can call it as the output window. You can see the different data or different columns are available in this particular things. Now this right part, right side, the query settings and all the things, or all the properties from here to here, you can see that all the properties and the applied steps recorded over here. Whatever the step is, you can perform any operations, it's going to be stored here. So if you want to go ahead, redo that particular steps, like if you want to remove that, whatever the steps you applied it, so you can remove with just changing about this close or that particular thing. So please remember it about this. So our query editor. So now we will start our data cleaning process. So on the data which we have here, so step by step, every process I will explain what is the use of that process, why we are doing this process over here, and how you can do it for different data sets. All right. So now let's start this particular process over here. So hope everyone aware it the environment of this particular thing, because this environment is very important. Now this is a Bluetooth data, I think we taken here. Just a second. Yeah. So this is a customer name, customer last names, all the things. Now we have to market regions, additional order items, customer city, customer country, customer ID, customer state, customer zip code, customer regions, order quantity, sales, all the things is going to be available here. Now, first data cleaning method which we are going to use here is removing unwanted columns. So why we want to remove the unwanted column? So whenever you are importing your data from any database or any flat files, to the reason behind to remove the unwanted rows are to increase the performance RPM. That particular things about that that is very important to remove the unwanted. So remove the unwanted column or the rows to increase the performance of RPM. So whenever we are using to making use of only few or six columns, like there will be might be 10 columns should be there. You can see that 18 columns are there. 18 columns, 9 plus rows. That's already we have it. Column profiling based on up to that particular thing. So let's I come here and I just see to it this particular things. Additional order items, for example. You can see I have created additional order items here about. So why we need this, for example, why we need these columns, or we can delete this particular things, or additional order items is it's given. So we can remove this column as well. So you have to select your column first and just put the right click. You can see that the options are there, a lot of options are there. Remove other columns, remove, and all the things will be there. So when I will apply it here, it's going to be removed here. So you can see to it that the operations, whatever the operations we applied here, it's going to be stored in the applied steps. Is anyone having any question? What is it? RPM full form. Particular thing. So it's about the revolutions per minute about that particular things, when we are performing operation in the operations, is using about the commonly used to measure the performance of your data set. So it's revolutions per minute basis about, we can say that when we are going to uh, apply it in your Power BI or deleting about the unwanted columns. So that time we have to use about this RPM to, like, or we can say that RPM, I can say that it's not a fixed revenue per member depending on the context. We can also take it revenue per mile. Uh, the metric typical refers to revenue generated per thousand impressions in online advertisings. So that's why we called as the RPM about that particular thing. So these metrics are usually calculated using customers measures or calculated columns within Power BI. So I will come to that particular. It's not a fix like any particular stuff, but the unwanted columns or unwanted rows is going to be affect your RPM, whatever you are going to be calculate here. For example, if you are going to calculate about any expenses, so when you remove like profits per order, so when you remove about that particular unwanted columns, it's going to be increase your RPM as well. So for that particular reasons, we can call it as the RPM. It's not a fix about like this, but it's a revolutions kind of a things you will get it. So I just deleted one column here. You can see that. So remove the columns. If I go ahead again, cancel it, you can see that it's a redo. Again, the columns, you can see to it here. So, but I just removed here again. So just remove it, see to it that this particular stuff is going to be happen here. So this process we can call it as the transformations. This is this process we can call it as a transformation. As I explained in the starting, ETL, extract, transform, and the load. So the load is done. Load we saw, the transformations we can see to it here. So now we can move ahead and perform some more transformations here as it is. So the remove already I did it. So we can go ahead in the categories. So in this particular columns, I can go ahead, category name. This column I enter here. Okay. Now I want to delete multiple columns here. For example, category name, remove likewise. The first is I selected the category name. The second I can select is the market regions. So you have to press Control and select it. Then I can go ahead with the next one. As I can talk about the country or the customer country. These all are the unwanted things. I can say that. So order regions. These all are the unwanted customer states and customer zip code. Also, I can take it. Customer state, customer zip code. Oh, so with the help of the control, you can select the multiple and just go ahead, remove columns.
Sir, can you please repeat which column we need to remove?
So when I remove this particular things, so it's going to be removed columns is done. Yes. See, this is a Bluetooth data sets or consider any data sets here. For example, forget about this data sets and all the things. So for example, again, I'm going to apply this particular things. I'm not applied anything. Okay. So we have to look at this data. If I found this is a customer names, customer first names, or the additional order items and all the things. So additional order items and all the things or column basis, if I will go ahead to find out. So I found like the customers market regions, customer city, customer name. This columns look like we can remove it, or customer zip code, customer states, order regions. This columns I can go ahead and delete about this. So this would be the unwanted columns I can consider here. So for that particular reasons, I selected this columns and I want to delete this particular columns. So how we can delete the multiple columns together? So with the help of this control and the key, we can delete it multiple columns together. So one by one, I can select it. So order regions I selected. Then I can select with this particular customer country. Just a second. First which one we deleted? Additional. Yeah, this one we deleted. So let's first I delete it. So as I told, that's one column we need to delete it. How we can perform the task. Now you can see that order date. I can customer segment. I'm coming customer segment. This column I selected. Now I need to delete multiple columns here. So that's category name. I can select it. Customer country is also I can select it. Customer country. Then order regions. Customer state also I can select it. Customer zip code also I can select it. Order region also I can select it. So you can see that multiple columns I selected. And I can go ahead and deleting about this columns as well. So just selecting with this particular stuff and I applied it. So removed column is going to be done. Now you can see that only 11 columns are there. So 11 columns, 99 plus rows are there. So rows are a lot of rows are there. So rows we not going to be deleted, but few columns. So this all the things are this process we can call it as the transformation process. Please take a note of that. So just see to it that columns, then right click and you have to delete it. Hope everyone reached till this step and performing the same task. So this is what the I can consider as the unwanted columns, or my stakeholders telling that these are the unwanted columns. So you can remove it for this. Now, usually 10 columns. I can say that particular things 17 columns plus 9 rows was there earlier. Now, still we have to see to it that how we can remove it. So 11 columns are there now.
Excuse me, sir. Do we need to remove the region column as well? If I'm not wrong.
Remove it. That's region column is well. Still it is there.
Order region. No, I was talking about my system.
Order region.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can delete it. That's not an issue about that. You can delete it.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Like I can go ahead and remove about more columns as well here. You can see to it that like
Like
customer's
customer
name and
name.
all. Yeah.
All right.
Or see, I'm just showing about like how you can delete it. This is not actual we are moving towards, because we can perform the reverse or the redo also we can perform it. For example, I'm selecting this particular stuff, order date, customer name. Okay. And clicking this remove other columns. So that means what? Accepting this 4 columns, when I apply this remove other columns. So you can see that the other columns are removed. You can see that. So these are the some process I'm talking here about, like how we can remove the unwanted columns and all the things. So just remember it about this. So like when you remove that respective column, that column is going to be removed. And when we selected the 4 columns and you are clicking about like remove the other columns. So that means the other columns are going to be removed. Only the rest of the 4s or that 4 you selected, that columns are going to be stored here. Okay. So I just define about here. So I can just go ahead and remove this particular things. So I perform here the task. You can just see to it this particular things. Customers names, customer first name, market regions.
Can you expand that expression so that we will all delete all the same columns.
This one.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, you can see with that additional per order items. So table remove, you can see that when I select it, what are the columns are not there. So that columns I can just remove its customer name, customer first name, customer L name, market region is there. So market region, it remove it. You can remove this particular delete, removing this column as well. So it's coming in the removed columns. You can see that. So directly it's coming as the customer city, customer name, category names. So I'm not saying that you have to remove that particular things only. So we have to perform this particular operations here. Please take a note of that particular things. I'm just, for example, I don't want this category name. See to it that category name, I just need it as it is. So you can just remove this particular things and enter it. So category name is automatically comes here again. You can see to it this particular stuff. So category name will become it. Suppose if you removed it, but still you want that particular things. So you can keep that particular column as well. So just remember it. So again, I cancel it, this particular things, the whole things, and I go ahead with this particular operations as the additional column where it's my gone. I come here, I can remove this column. So just see to it that I just want to show you about like how we can remove the multiple columns, how we can remove or keep the 4 column kept as it is and removing the other columns. So that's the process I just shown you. It's not means like we are going to performing the task where these columns need to delete it. So this was the process I'm just showing that. If any unwanted columns you feel or your team feel, you can use it and you can delete it. So now I have the 17 columns. I just deleted 1 columns. Please take a note of that particular things. Hope you understand what exactly I want to elaborate or I want to explain it. I just shown about the process. Like if you have the 100 columns and if you want to remove the 10 columns or if you want to keep the 10 columns, you have to select the 10 columns and remove. Like for example, if there is a 17 columns and you need only 10 this 4 columns, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and rest of the columns you don't need it. So don't remove this column. So step by step or selecting the other 12 columns. So you have to select the 4 columns or the 5 columns and remove the other columns. So that will be the fast process. So that is the process I just want to show. I shown you about like so that you will get the understanding about that particular stuff. So please remember it, how we can perform the task. Now coming to the row number here, you can see it with the in the row numbers. Uh, there is a C6155. So it's alphanumeric. So the order ID is there. So when you select it about here, you can sorry. When you're clicking about this particular things, you will get it about some kind of a things options like decimal numbers, about this all the options, decimal, fixed decimal, whole numbers, percentage, lot of options you can see to it that. Similarly, if you can see to it that the options, the row types, you can see to it that particular as it is. Like see options, or I can go ahead and just come here this particular step. I'm just showing some functions here about profit per credit. You can see to it that when you click it, you will again get these decimal numbers about this particular step as it is. So like this. You can see that 78 or something like that particular thing. So lot of options you can see to it that if you can go ahead and perform the task here. So I can close it. So that will be a bigger. So example, order date. Coming here, order date is where it's my order date. You can see that order date. Order. So my order date is there. There is, if I'm going to select is a text. So it's, you can see that what it's coming the in my properties or the applied steps, it's coming as the change type one. So now it's the order date is coming here. Earlier, what you can see that the date is there. Now, when I come here and select is about the text, about this particular thing. So what I will getting here about the text, you can see to it that it's coming as the 17/6/2017. So you can see to it that how it's going to be possible if you go ahead and click it again. More further things you have to apply it. So lot of options you will see to it that. So this is about the operations. You can see to it that if I will write here date, so it will come as the change column type. The selected column has existing type conversions. Would you like to replace the existing conversions? Or preserve the existing conversions and add the new conversion as a separate step. So these are the, if you go ahead with the add new step, for example, add new step. So you can see that. This is a change new tip. You can see to it that here. So if I will go ahead, this particular stuff, keep the things as it is. So it's totally up to your requirements, whatever the systems or whatever the things you can perform. It's totally about the requirements only. As I feel like I can remove the unwanted column, so that's why I removed it. It's not about that, it's a given things. So please take a note of that particular. Otherwise, you might think like why the other earlier I selected the columns and I removed it. Uh, so we can move ahead for further things or we have to apply it. So there is a lot of functions is given here. So we can apply the function step by steps. So using removing duplicates. Now the next important is that's removing duplicates. That's how we can remove the duplicates or identities. So like for example, customer F name, I can go ahead because duplicates customer F name. You can see that a lot of time Mary is there. First name Mary is there. It's going to be the given. So primary key or key. So we all know that the primary keyword is primary is nothing but that particular column in a table which has the unique value and non-repeated value. So unique and non-repeated means what? That's each row and each particular row in that particular field. We can say field will have a unique numbers. So there will be no repetitions or there will be no duplicates. So for examples, if you can go ahead in the key row ID as well, you can see to it that, or you can see that here its name is the Mary is there, but here it's the row ID or that particular ID or the customer ID. You can consider it's having the unique numbers only. So we have to test if this is given a unique number or if there are any duplicates are there. By looking each and every look, it is check this. You cannot identify if it is having any duplicates or not. So that what you can do is you can just select this particular column. You can go and view. You can go and view this particular. So I selected about this particular columns in the view. You can see to it that in the view, I can go ahead in the column profile. You can see that. So this row ID, I can go ahead. So unique distincts, what it means, what you understand about this. Column statistics, you can find out. This is the column statistics. You can see that. Count is 1000, error is 0, empty is 0, distinct is 996, unique is 992. And empty string is 0, mean is what, max is what. All the things is given. So you have to select the particular columns. You can go ahead. So one important point in Power Queries, Power Query will give us only one first 1000 rows only. So in this particular window, which we are seeing inside only 1000 rows. Please take a note of that particular things. Only 1000
Sir,
rows.
I'm in the value distribution. I'm not able to see the graph. It's I'm getting a message. Distribution cannot be computed for the currently selected column.
Why? The same data, the
Yeah,
same data.
same data. Yes. Can I share my screen for one second?
Yeah, share it. Let's have to check it.
We know if it's visible. Getting this message. The distribution cannot be computed.
Should be there. Watch.
Not only for this, it's coming for all columns. Like it's the graph is not showing.
What about others, guys? The same things is happening for everyone or what?
Yeah, we can see the
Um,
graph. I think the applied steps after promoted headers, we all have type changed to text or number or date. But here it is not changed, I guess. So can we try changing one column to a text or something and then try?
Yeah, now it's coming. I changed this to
Okay, so
text.
you not did earlier.
No, I didn't do it earlier. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I thought. Okay, fine.
Okay.
so, sir,
So
is it
for
mandate to every time we need to change the column from other
Yes,
properties to the
yes,
text?
yes. Type is
All right,
mandatory. Yeah.
all right.
Otherwise, it will not consider it.
so
So
for
that's
for
yes.
order ID, I changed it to text, but still it's not coming.
What order ID?
For order ID, I changed the type to text, right? And then I'm doing the column profile, but still it's not coming.
No, I'm getting it properly. Order date, customer F name.
No. I'm saying the order ID, the type of the data type. I have changed the data type to text for order ID column, but
Hmm.
still I'm not getting the graph.
Yeah, I got it. Your answer, your question, I got it. But why you are not getting? But the others people, what the all other people are getting the same issue or what exactly?
It's working
Because it,
fine for me.
Order
Okay.
ID should be number. The other
Okay.
first column can be the text.
So should I click on replace current or um,
Mm,
share it your screen again. What you did actually?
yeah?
Have you performed the same step what I did?
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, your screen is visible.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have changed this order ID to uh, number. Should I click on replace current?
Selected column existing type conversions. We'd like to replace the existing conversions with new conversions. So do it at a new steps what you're getting.
Yeah, for distribution cannot be computed, it's saying.
No, what you did, just did a replace things.
So I should I change it to decimal data type or text?
No. Text, do go ahead with the
Text.
text.
Okay. And click on replace, right?
Go ahead with the new step.
Add new step.
Go ahead.
Yeah, add new step. It is coming. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So all we need to change it to text, then only we will see the graph.
Yeah. So the new step you have to do it.
For this one, I change it to
It's
text.
already customer F name is there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should pick up, but still it's not picking up. It's already in text actually, this column.
Yes. Already it is in text,
Yeah.
but still you are not getting.
Yeah, right.
See, the problem is what actually you did. You are going to do us separately. But when I did about the change type, so that's why I clearly told that stable dot promoted headers and all the things to go ahead with the change type about this from that's row ID is type text, then order ID is int 64 dot type. So order date is going to be further. You can see my screen and just apply the same step. You will get the same output as well. But you are going to do applying the process for the separately here by one. So that's the issue you are facing here.
So should I change the data type for all to text and then try?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you show like how to change for all columns at
Yeah.
once?
Already I shown about that particular step. Already I did it.
Okay, so can you show here like how can I do it for all columns?
Just a see what I did about here. Already I here applied about the change type. You can see this step. What I did here about this particular things. I just did few minutes ago here about when the proper then remove the columns. I did it about when I applied about this in the this particular things. You can see to it that. So promoted headers. This is your operations is going to be shown here in this particular what I can say that functions. So the customer says now when I will go ahead here about to check my this particular part as the I will not get any problems with the, whether customer F name would be there or customer L name would be there. I will get it to all the things very easily, like profit per order, sales per order. When you are going to perform, if I will go ahead here again and performing about like the text, obviously, are you sure want to insert a step? If I will go ahead about the insert the steps, add new steps, I will get a problems again. That's order quantity is that. So it's again the change type one is going to be happen here. So it's you can see that the type text is going to be performed here. So I can remove this step because it's not a mandatory step for me. Yeah. So in the F name also you can go ahead and just see to it that the particular thing is going to be shown because in the change type you can see to it that already is a customer it's a type text is given customer name type text is there given here as it is. So when you go ahead in the view about that particular if you go ahead with the column distribution, the column distribution is also you can see to it that But in profile, if you can go ahead, complete profile, column profile, so you can see the column statistics and their value distribution is also there. Now try to this and then apply it, then definitely it will works to all your columns as well. Just try to do it. What about other guys? You are getting or not the statistics, or still you are also stuck the same way?
Sir, actually, my query is very small. You are getting a very big query. I'll,
No, no, no. Yes, what's your
you can see
query?
my screen. My query is so very small, but the data is there for all columns. I think I have missed some step.
It's not a,
This the
you
query which you,
define only row ID, order ID, and customer name only. The rest of the columns are not there. So that's why I told that. You
okay,
define
okay.
only three columns. Now you can see that row ID is
Mhm.
the first column,
Right,
order
right.
ID is the second columns, and the customer
Okay.
what F name, na? Customer F name is the
Yeah.
third. Only three columns you have to select it. The
Okay.
rest of the
So
columns are not there.
so for do we for selecting for the rest of the columns, do I need to do select all and then change to text?
Do it and try do it.
No, it's not working for all columns. It's only taking a one column at a time.
Okay. Go to the
Uh,
specific columns. Which columns you need to go ahead
yeah, for
and
example, this
perform
one.
the task.
This is already in text, but still it's not coming. Any shortcut, so to do this?
Because it's already given, it's showing the same things. Type you did it out. Share your screen. Pratik Parik, na? You are talking.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Open the data. You are getting what exactly? You're not getting about that
Yeah,
types.
the big query is not coming. Only this short query is coming.
Data when you open it, automatically it should show about like how you
Uh,
open this particular things. The same way, just like how I did it.
mhm. Let me close this and try one more time. Uh,
Yeah,
Open the
just
transform data once
try
again.
to do it.
And
Yeah, now it will work. Now it will work 100%. You can see it. It will work 100%. Take any name. So that's why I told. Why it's, you can see that order date. Go ahead with the other ones and just do the text first. So again, customer name is not given.
yeah, this one I changed to the text
Mess up your open that particular
query.
queries. What you written? Not written means it's automatically it's going to be available. So that's why only the customer why it's showing again the data types to now the F name is coming, right?
Yeah, now F name is coming, but L name is not coming. So uh, So F name and L name is like same of text data type only, but it's taking
Yes,
F
it
name,
should commit.
but not taking L name.
It's the same customer F name and type
Yeah,
text, and this is also the type text is as it is.
yeah, right. Mm, yes.
Just a second. Check it about the rest of the things you are getting or not.
Okay.
The other things you will not get it because only three things you selected it.
Mm-hmm.
The others you
Yeah,
have to change the customer type, change the type of the text and just check it.
yeah. Customer country is also not coming. Uh, Customer city is also not coming.
This should be comes as a automated. No need to go ahead with do the
Mm-hmm.
manual settings. I think while
Mm-hmm. Right.
loading, you did a mistake of that particular because I also not did applied this particular things.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, this is when you open the uh, Power Query editors after the
Mm-hmm.
promoted headers, automatically this query should be comes as the change type about this particular things. But
Okay.
why in you people it's not coming? How you load the data and Aditi Garg is also getting the same error. So showing in my screen there. The same error you are also getting, Aditi?
Yes, sir.
Mm. Yeah, now L name is coming. I don't know. Means I closed and opened it
Later,
again.
what you can do it later on. One thing you can do it, you can go and load the data again and go ahead and just try
Mm-hmm.
to see to it that it's
Okay.
working or not. Just do one step
Yeah.
again.
Should I close this? How to load it again?
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, you have to load this particular data again.
No. Where is the? Can you show the step like how to do it? How to load it again?
Go ahead and file just a similar step like get the data, go to the Excel workbook, and just load the data again.
Do I need to create a new page or in this page we can do that?
Just create a new one and just
New
go
one.
ahead,
Okay.
just perform the task.
Okay.
This sales data.
Load, right?
Yes, go ahead. So I think sales data two, you can go ahead. Don't go with the sales data. So go to the second sales data two. Not
Okay.
here. Go to the that particular thing, sales table view. Table view,
Yeah.
sales data. Select the sales data. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sales data. Go to the transform. Open this particular. Again, select the sales data too. I don't need about the sales data only. See the left hand side. The data.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, open it. That no, don't go that there directly, please.
Okay.
Go to open that formula. What it is written. Yeah, now it will work
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, now it's working.
So
So
I think in
while
the loading
while
and all the things
loading,
you did a mistake something, so that's why.
okay,
Aditi Gag, you
okay.
also perform the same task, please. So hopefully it will
Yes.
work.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you got it, Pratik.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
So where we were, this is actually the column statistics we are just seeing here about why we created this. So at least you will get some little bit understanding about the column statistics, like how many distinct values. Hope you everyone aware it about what you mean by distinct. Aditi, if you still getting an error, you can share your screen as well. I can guide you. If required, please let me know.
Okay, sir.
Uh, while loading, sometime we can get about like the fetching times. It will create an issue, so that time we have to reload the things. So please take a note. Sometime it might be happen with anyone. So please don't be panic. It might be happen with anyone. So the row ID, we received it here with the column analysis. So nine in the columns, if I will go ahead where it's a row ID, na? Row ID when I will 996 distinct and 992 are the unique. So distinct means hopefully you are aware it about that what it means about like means there are some duplicates here, and here you can see the value distribution. So the value distribution is also, you can see that for each particular things, you can see to it that you'll get about like this particular part. Because in Power Query, you will get a record of the first 1,000 only. So from the thousands, you will get 996 are the distincts. Means mainly very small, you means the repetitions might be there about this. So also you can see about that particular as the column distribution as well. If I will remove this column distribution is as it is. 996 distinct, 596 distinct, 411 unique, 272 distinct, 76. So all the columns things also you can find out and you will see to it here. So hope everyone understand about this, why we are using about this particular statistics to view about, because it's important like you have to see that if any repetitions or the duplicates are available. So Power Query will show 1,000 values in this particular output, and it should be have 1,000 distinct, because primary key will take each and every row there will be distinct and unique values. So now how to remove this particular, what we can say duplicate values. And if you look closely, you can see this particular, the 7 is repeated. You can see to it that C568827. If you look at closely, hope my screen is visible with everyone. 568882, the 8 number and the ninth number, you can see that this particular two, you can see to it that, and it's clearly seen that it's a repeated like this. If you can see that the values in the order IDs, the dates, the customer name, the customer L name is going to be different, but the values is going to be same here. Order ID, category names, consumers, the same region is that this is camping in hiking, Kagas customer city 2092, PR is customer state is also same. You can see to it that Caribbean, all the things are similar. Only what is the difference? It's a L name. Means last name is going to be different here. Hope everyone can see, and in your data set also the same things you can observe it. So
Sorry for the interruption, sir. Am I audible?
yes,
Sir, can you let me know how come we have this display this all the graphs at the same time?
that's column distributions. Just click only.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
yeah. This is a column distributions. With the column distributions, we can reach here. So I found it in the closely uh, here. So you look like here, C7 is repeated over, the 5 is repeated. 5 is also, I think, repeated here. So 5, 5, you can see to it that The same thing is going to be repeated here. So just see to it that particular, if you go ahead and start creating your data model, so for this particular two rows, you will get many to many relationship and your data will be inflated. Why? We have to remove the duplicates value. So you are getting what I'm trying to explain here, right? So what we have to do is how to remove this now and go ahead. It's a very easy process. You can go ahead here. You can do the load mode. It's going to be taking the load mode limits of 1,000 value. That's already I told it. And the row ID, all the things will be going to be same here. So, but this is not, you will get it. You have to go ahead and click and so remove. There is something other columns as well as remove duplicates are there. So this is duplicate columns and the remove duplicates. Please take a note of that particular things. Now, when I will deploy this remove duplicates, are you sure want to insert as inserting an intermediate step may affect subsequent step, which could cause your query to break? Insert it. So just when I insert it, now you can see that or column profile. If I will go ahead, you can see that listings, thousand. All of you got it about this process. Now you can go ahead and just check it with all the columns. You will see the listings, all the things you will get it listings. So just take a note and perform this operation. So still anyone facing any issue, so just let me know. I'm here to resolve it. What is which column we have to remove previously? Same error is also shown. Which column you have removed previously? Okay. So you can see that which column I removed, right? So you can, if I go ahead here about this removed columns, the additional order items I removed it. Nothing I did about any other columns. I just shown about the process of removing this. So I just in and finding about this particular column. So I'm getting about the thousands. Earlier it was a 996. So hope everyone get this particular idea. Or if you can go ahead this column, I can remove this particular. So this is a 1,000 listing. So how I remove, hope everyone understand it. Similarly, you can also perform this particular step at your end as well. So this is the way you can do it to remove about the listings value, to find it about this particular step and all the things. You can see that this is earlier how it was looks like, now how it looks like now. So just see to it that duplicate value should be removed. It should not going to be entertained and should not proceed for further steps. So this is a very important step. Please take a note of that particular. Otherwise, you will get a confusions. Uh, anyone? Okay, Aditi, hope also got this. Yeah, definitely you will get it. It's not a difficult. Power BI is not a difficult. So hope you everyone get the idea about like this. For example, if I'm going here and can go ahead and removing duplicates. For example, if you remove duplicates. Yeah. So if I will pass here insert, you can see to it that here you can see. I hope everyone understand how we can remove the duplicates here about this particular things. For example, if I will go ahead, remove duplicates and all the things, you can apply the multiple way as well. So I'm not going to explain one by one here, but you should remember the process, how we can remove this particular things. Hope everyone get the idea and understanding about this particular stuff. Or still anyone having any queries regarding like how you can duplicate, removing, uh, just a second.
Sir, yeah,
Yeah.
I had one doubt, like distinct and unique. Uh, so it's this part is confusing actually. Like how is this distinct and unique number is coming? Is it duplicate or
Distinct and unique. Distinct means the thing is or interchangeably, but they can have significantly different meanings. Like, for example, I can say that if a columns has the values 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, triple 4, the distinct values would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I can say that. Try to understand. Suppose you have one columns, I can show you one things examples. That suppose you have column 1, 2, 2. Can take the one example 3, 4, 4, 4. This is my column. So D value would be my 1, 2, 3, 4. But U value or unique value would be, I can say for the same data sets, 1, 3. 1, 3 would be my unique value. So just remember it, since these are the only values that do not repeat. So that's why you might seen about like these 996 is a distinct value and 992 is the unique value. So the value which is repeated, it's not comes under the unique values. So that's why it's showing about 992 is the unique values and the 996 as the distinct value. So please take a note of that difference between the unique values and the uh, distinct values. So in unique values, the repetitions numbers will not comes. Just for this example, I just shown you have the set. So the distinct value you will get 1, 2, 3, 4 repeated. So it taken only one times, 3 is kept as it is, 4 is repeated thrice, but coming only once only distinct value. But unique value, the repeated number, so the repeated value will not going to become in the unique values, only non-repeated terms will come as the unique value. So that's why 1, 3 will come as the, so that's why here in this particular data set or data frame, you will get about this 996 and 992. So in, that might be happen like the in your data or that particular columns. So just like we saw about the 5, 5 and 7, 7 was repeated there. So 5, 5 and 7, 7 will not come in the unique values because 5, 5 and 7, 7 is two times or repeated. So 5, 5 and 7, 7 will not come in that particular pictures. So that's why you get about the idea. Yeah, thank you, Pratik. Any step you people feel difficulties, please let me know. Don't worry about that. Any hesitations might take 2 to 5 minutes to get the uh, to reach the particular results, but you should make a clear doubts about any particular stuff would be there. Anyone, it's not about any candidate or, but at least you should tell me your doubts. Yeah, duplicates. That's duplicates will not come in a pictures. So please remember it. Oh, now let's, I'm looking to see the merge columns, how we can merge. So hope everyone understand like how we can remove the duplicates. Anyone is there who are still facing difficulties to remove? Sure. Is function of remove duplicates. I just told about like you can go ahead and just remove. So you can see that if you want to check about the duplicates, I just did 2 times. So in the duplicates, if you can go ahead, you can see that table dot distincts, the change type. This is a DAX table dot distincts, change type, row ID. So it's a distincts we are going to utilize here. Otherwise, you can go ahead and just apply remove duplicates. Do the right click in the order ID or particular columns, whatever the columns you need to remove the duplicates, you have to click it and just click on the remove duplicates. Once the duplicates is removed or not, you can go in the a particular form or the transform kept as it is. You can go to the view and check with the column profile. You will see that 1,000 count will be there and all are the distincts and all are the uniques. So hope I just given your answer, question answer, Aditya. Hope you got the idea. So as we are moving towards the merging the columns, how we can do merge the columns. For example, we have the columns here like customer F name and customer L name. So I selected these two things. In the transform, that is, you can see that merge columns. In the transform, you can see the merge columns is there. So concatenates, basically concatenates the currently selected columns into one column. So if I will go ahead and just click it about here, it will ask insert. Yes, insert step, this particular step. Now it will ask about the separator, how you can give the separator. So like I can give the semicolon or anything. So if you want to give it, whatever is the separator, you can apply it about it's totally up to you. Like text, what should be the character in between the mouse or us between this. So we can say separator in between the most of time we'll use a space. So right, mostly time like between the first name and the last name we use the space. So you can also use the custom as well. For example, custom is also there. So in the customs, you can use it custom about that particular thing. So, but the customs, what you can give it, for example, customs I can give as these, this particular as the, like this, if I'm giving. Okay. And the new column names, it's totally up to you, like what you can uh, give about that particular thing. So merged, I can give the name of this full name or kept as it is, F name and L name, the name I just given. So this is going to be combine it here. So you can see that F name and these two columns are going to be combined it here. Merged is going to be happen. So scene powers, Carol Over, Mary Etizadi, Mary Brown, Mary O'Brien. So just follow the steps. Whatever you want to give, you can give it's about this particular things. So earlier my two columns was there, the first name and the last name. Now I merged to the columns. Same thing, those who are already doing the data analysis or already work as a data scientist, they are aware it's how we can do the merging the columns in Python as well with the help of the concatenates. So the customer F name and L name, you can apply it. So this was the options. If I will close it, cancel it again, the two things will become considered. If I will go ahead and select it, control enter it, so you can see that merge column is also coming up pictures. So just right click also, if you can go ahead and just check it with this space, merge column will be there. So same power, same space power is going to be coming. So the same operations you can go ahead with this particular thing space. So this mostly in the naming or that particular things we give about the space and all the things. So hope everyone get this output or receive that particular output. Please take a note. So we will unmerge columns. So the next line process, let's do the unmerge. So the splitting the columns, how we can do the splitting the columns. So just like we did a merge here about the columns. So we can split the columns as well. But just like, for example, if I will go ahead and just split the columns, you can see that split the columns, you will get the options here. See Power BI and all this particular BI tools are totally just drag and drop and click on with the help of the mouse. You can perform all the tasks. No need to use the keyboard even. It's a lot of times. So that's this are the tools are very easy tools. You have to just learn it. So there are different options are available. So split the columns by delimiters. So says character or position or any lowers. So for example, if I will click on here, I will get as a insert options. in certain options. So here I'm getting about the split column by delimiter. Split the delimiter used to split the text column. Select or enter delimiter here. You can see to it that space, all the options are available. Space, comma, equal sign, semicolon, space, tab. Customization is also there. So you can custom as it is about this particular things. Space cryptography. There's a left each occurrence of the delimiters, rightmost delimiters. You can see with that quote characters, none or that particular things as it is. So I kept as it is and just let's we have to see that how it's going to be worked here when we apply it. So advanced option is also there. If you click it's column split into columns. So just see to it that what we can do it split into columns and all the things. So obviously into the rows is also there. So my column name is merge. If you can see that when I OK it, it's going to be merge one and merge two. So scene powers. Carol Obert, Mary Brown, Mario Brandt. It's going to be separated. Please take a note and see to it that how we perform this particular task, splitting the columns. Merge column. Okay, let's I can show you about both the things. So splitting, I can do it, remove it. Merge column is also I can remove it. So here suppose two names, two things is given, customer F name, L name, I want to merge it. The merge column is option available in the transform. But if you someone needs to just do the right click and just merge the columns. So you will get the separator if you need a space. So keep the space between the two. And the column name, it's totally up to your choice. So I kept as it is a merged and just clicking the OK, you will get this merged column. So the other earlier, the two column was the F name and L name is going to be merged in a single columns and that column is merge columns. Now merge column is done. It's now there is a more options is also going to be available here. That's we have to split the columns as well. So splitting is also one of the important process in ETL about that particular stuff. So like how we can go ahead and perform the splitting part because the splitting is also there. So you can see that option is directly by delimiters. Split values in the selected column based on the specified delimiters. Hope everyone might aware it about like what do you mean by the delimiters or anyone having the questions on this particular things. So I can give the idea as well. So delimiter is a character or the sequence of character that is used to separate or mark the boundaries between different elements in a text or data streams. Delimiters are commonly used in data processing and file formats to define where one piece of data ends and the next begins. Just like, for example, in the CSV format, we use comma separated values. In CSV file, a comma is used as a delimiters, just like John, a name, age, and country is there. So John, comma 30, comma USA. So comma is considered as the delimiter. So just remember it about that particular step. So you'll get the understanding about the delimiter. So if I'm going to split the columns, either this or you can just do the right clicks, you will get the split columns. By delimiters, it will ask about space. So I'm taking the space as a delimiter because in between this, I can find out the space. So from the space, it's going to be separated. So split at leftmost delimiter, right? So each occurrences of the delimiter will be important. What character is kept as it is. And when I click it OK, you will get about this merge. The earlier the file name or the column name was merge, and it's going to be splitted in the two parts, merge one and merge two here. You can see to it that merge one and merge two. Just see to it that just scene and powers, the space is the delimiters between this. So a little bit so just remember it. This is something you must have the idea. It's very, very important. Hope everyone reached till here this steps or still anyone getting the problems or the errors or some kind of problems you faced it. So just let me know. You can change later on as well about this, like the customer if name or the first name, or you can also give the customer last. So you can just as well. So you can see that customer first name, last name as it is to perform the task. So and try to understand about this. So you will get the idea. The most important as a data analyst, the null values. Null values of everyone are aware it. What do you mean by the null values? So the null values is something like the empty values. If that values is not going to be removed, that values is not going to be removed, your data modeling is going to be affected. So get the response is just 1 minute. Sorry for interruption. Uh, so the next important part we are talking here is the null values. So removing the null values. It's very important to deal with the null values or blank values. Null values are very important to remove it because it's going to be affect your data models, or those who are working as a data scientist or data analyst, they are very how they are going to be impact. So customer's first name is there, for example, text data type. It's a text data type. That's already you are aware. So it's a categorical field. If null is present in this particular field, we should do then we have the delete field, right? So date field is there. A lot of this as order date is there. Changing each and every day, getting with respect to the date. If null is entered in the date, then what we should do simultaneously. So let's see how to go ahead with the cells. Cells. This is the cells. So there is a different data types, like the integer data types is there. I can say that the categorical or object kind of a data type. So textual data is there. Then date format data type is also there. So there is a different data types would be there. So might be happen that's in any particular columns there would be the null values would be available. So whether we should delete those null values. So step by step we are going to deal with this. So first we will see for this particular measures values. Now this is a measure you can see over here. When I click it, for example, I will see this too null. You can see that if I'm not wrong. So this is a select all. Earlier it was the null values. Okay. So this is the way important part. You can sit with that and try to understand it. This in the ETL process, these are the process we are always performing. And go ahead and load more if you can go ahead and perform this particular things is going to be done it. You can sit with that. These are the types of the data. You can sit with that. So in the cells, the null values is there. Again, I can go ahead with this. Select all. Only I'm selecting the null values. Let's we have to check it. How many null values have there? You can see that. The null values. This means that the order quantity 3 is also having the sale null and the profit per unit is null. So this means we have to look at carefully about this data. In actual practice, cells should be not be null. Let's say each row in this particular, what we can say that data table is cell values or a cells. What you can say, row, it is a null here. You can see there are different nulls. Then it doesn't mean anything, right? If you are trying to replace this null, so you cannot predict any value. You cannot predict any values about this particular thing. So here, like let's say this particular row, this particular is sold for 800 rupees, for example. I can say this particular is for the 800 rupees or this or any value, or next one is 100 rupees, 200 rupees, or in a dollar if you are talking $100, 200. You cannot predict that particular stuff. So because handling 1 lakh data and there are the null values in thousands. Like you have 1 lakh entries, and in 1 lakh entries, you have the 10,000, for example, null value. So you are going to fill the 10,000s with your predictions, like the one value will be 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 200 rupees. So it will take a lot of times to fill up about that particular values. And obviously, data engineer ask your data engineering team that I am noticing multiple null values in cells amount, and for why I'm giving you in cells amount here, there may be another any particular major value which you are dealing with, like you are dealing with loan amount, or you are dealing with any quantity amount, or you are dealing with any mutual funds like in stock exchange and all those things. If there is a null in any of the facts, so cells we call it's a fact table, okay, and this is a fact in our cells tables, and it is continuously changing field, okay, and this we can see a major for this particular values. You cannot predict what will be the cells getting in a name. You can predict it, you can give any name, that's not going to be affected. So just try to understand it about this particular stuff, why I'm talking about with different data types. But in cells, if you are getting that kind of a stuff, so obviously this is something we should understand it, because we are learning the Power BI. It's not means like you are not going to do a familiar with the statistics or the uh, what I can say that EDA or exploratory data. A lot of null values are there here in the cells data. So I can go ahead and just, this is filter, I applied it. Now again, I can go ahead and select all. Okay. You can see that 179 point and null. These all the values are there in the reports. Do not recommended, contact your data engineering team. Okay, so that is happening. It should be not happen. They will change or they will delete it on the data sources itself. So what you can do it, you want to change it with the other numbers. So you can go ahead here. You can see that. So there is a replace errors and replace values. You can see to it that. Test values actually 3 hours is totally EV sessions is going to be happen. So replace values, I can go ahead, replace values. If I will go ahead with the replace values, values to find, that's the simple values. For example, null, I will go ahead. I can replace with the any random or replace to just find and replace it by 100, for example. So what I can get it's a hard drive of this particular things. Now, if I will go ahead and open it, so there will be no values. So your client or your stakeholder is saying that you cannot replace with this null values with any random numbers. You are not supposed to go ahead. So it's not mandatory like you have to go with the 100 or the 200 or any. If your stakeholders or your client is telling you can remove the null values or you can delete the null values, you can do that particular step. Just untick about these null values and you can go ahead. If you can go ahead in this particular order regions, you can see that there is a no null values expressed. You can see to it. But in cells kind of a dates, you can see to it a customer's zip code, no null values are there. When in the order date, if it is the null values, yes, it's a null values is there. So if you can go ahead and just click it OK, that means the entire row is going to be not going to be considered. Please take a note of that particular part. So that's why you should always take care that if you are go ahead and just removing the null values, like if I'm going to remove the null values from the order date, what it will happen? This entire Mary, Tom, Women's Angel, Consumer, Latin Coach, Patricia, this 1420 customer ID, PR, zip code, South America, 5 cells, 100 is also going to be removed. Just like if you have all the columns having the null values, the sales is our main columns, I can say that. 72 if your order date, this null is going to be removed. So in order ID, you can go ahead and check it whether the null values or no null values. In the row ID, there is no null values. Customer's first name, there is no null values. Customer last name, there is no null values. That means what actually you can go ahead and you can perform the operations in the date. That's obviously you can go ahead and just perform this task, replace values. If the null is given, replace with the date, you can give it. And the replace if the date is given, replace. So the null is there. You can give as the any date, specific date, like the I can give this a 0506 2070. For example, this particular specific things I given. So this is a just replaced. In the date things, you can apply the manipulations, but the cells, this is very, very important. You cannot predict it. Please take a note. So this is about, you should always remember it, like how we can perform this, all the tasks. So
I had one query.
yes.
Yeah, in order date, removed the duplicates. How can I undo that? I was doing for order ID and then for order date also. I mean that happened by mistake. So how do I undo that?
You what you did, the duplicates.
Yeah, I did remove duplicates. I want to undo that. I don't want to remove duplicates from order date.
So you can see that you can say, see the applied steps. In the applied step, in which particular, for example, in the order date, I removed the duplicates. You can see that in here, I did a remove duplicates in which particular columns. You can see that it's a ID. Now in
Yeah.
this duplicates, you can see to it that in the duplicates, I'm getting order ID, right? So you
Yeah.
have to just cross it, just close it. This, it will automatically come as the deleting. So there will be a no duplicates value is going to be removed here. So
Oh,
just like
okay.
you can go ahead and view it from the column profile, you will see that distinct 272 and
Okay.
column distributions, you will see that. But when you go ahead and apply the remove about the duplicates, you will get it on the whole equal to 1000 clearly.
Okay.
Got
Thank you.
it?
Yeah.
So the replace values I perform here in this particular both the columns. So in the date wise, you can perform it. You can do the task. So check whether there are nulls for all these values, but you cannot go ahead and check each and everything. Scroll this down and check it. This is options called, you have to just go in view button of that particular things. You can see to it that column quality. You can see to it that. You can go ahead and see to it that when I go ahead in the column quality of this particular, so all the, this is, you will get about this 100% error. For example, if I'm going to replace value, I'm going to close it. So here you can see that in my order date, I'm getting a 1%. Means less than 1%. I'm getting an empty. You can see to it that if I can go ahead and check the column quantity here, empty. That means what? Because going and checking all these columns manually, it's really hard task or difficult task. How we can just go ahead and check manual means automated with all the columns. This row ID, order ID, and the other columns, you can go ahead and check it. You will get it. So there is a no empty, because even if the replace values, this particular thing, you can remove it, or this particular, you can remove it, or replace values also. If I will go ahead and remove it, delete it, for examples. So the cell is where is the cell? You can see that uh, name columns, rename is, that's fine. Filter rows is done it. So I can do it. Rename column is done it. So in the cells, empty values are 2%. You can see that 2%. So cells column repeat those. See. So in cells columns, I just check all the columns, and in all the columns, I found order date having the less than 1% null values or empty values, and the cells values are also having 2% null values. So what I can go ahead, I can go ahead with this. If you want to remove this, you can uncheck it and click it OK. What you will get it? You will get cell 0. But if your stakeholders or your managers are telling no, you cannot take the out from that particular value. So what you can go ahead and you can perform it. You can go ahead and perform it. Again, you're getting a 2%. So what you can go ahead, do the right click, replace values. Null, if it is there, you can go ahead and replace with the 100 or any random value. You can go ahead and perform it. Now it's going to be completely 100% valid. There will be a no error. There will be a no. So this is just I replace the null values or empty values. In order date, there is again it's showing me about like this particular the null values. You can go ahead and replace values. So the null, if it is there, I can take any. So the null is going to be, if I will take 21082017. If I will add it, automatically the value is showing is about valid and 100%. So this is the manually checking each column is difficult. So column quantity is the options. You can just click on the column quantity. You will get the idea in which particular columns you have the null values or not. So this is the automated things you are getting about in the Power BI. So hope everyone get the understanding about like how we can, I going slowly, not moving too fast. If still anyone having any problems or the errors, so just let me know that, so that I can go ahead. Just remember it, how we can perform the task, or how we can go ahead to apply this, all these steps. So this is a very important steps, because null value is playing a very important role while performing the data analysis, whether you use Python, SQL, or the uh, Python or any particular tools, you will get that particular idea. So how I replace the values, everyone get the idea about this particular idea. And see to it that now coming to the category name, for example, so I'm just removing the column quantity. Hope everyone reached till here about this steps, or still anyone facing any doubt. So
Sir, can we fill the null values with predictive analysis values like
analysis, predictive analysis, I'm not getting what exactly you asked. Just like category name is there. Please repeat your question so that I can. Cells column, repeat this. I can't understand Aditi Garg your questions. It's showing me 21 rows. That's already 2:30 is there. I will come to their questions. Let's we have to finish. It will not show about 21. There might be a mistakes in your performing, because if you can go ahead and check it, there is a no null values out there. That is no, not possible. If I going to replace it, not at all. Not possible to get again the null values the same way. So, so check it and perform the same operations. So see the customer's last name is there. Customer's category names. I can go ahead with the category. You can remember it, load it again and again. You can say combining and you camping and hijacking, camping and hijacking. These are both the same. So you can replace it as well. Again, replace values also you can apply it, so that you will get the idea about like how we can do the task. So for example, I can go ahead in this transform replace values. So value to find, which value you to find it. So if I will go ahead, camping, okay, replace with camping. So what it's going to be happen, it's a replacing with this particular part, because when I check it, I found it. So it's going to be replaced here. So it's also going to be, this is also, you can see that all this particular thing is going to be replaced. It's because earlier it was the same things is going to be available. So if there is any repetitions like, so you can do it and perform it the task as well. So you can go ahead with this view. In the view, the column quantity, all the things you can see to it that random. All the things we perform here, it's about the replacing the values. Now, who was asking the questions? So I need to go out now. Shall I proceed if session is over? Yeah, session is over. On hardly I will take 2 to 5 minutes, not more than that. Rajgopal, hope you enjoyed the sessions. You understand whatever I taught it. Still, you have any queries, you can ask tomorrow as well. Uh, so you can perform the task. Yeah, the recording sessions would be there. So you can check the particular task here about like the different columns. You can go ahead, customer segments. In each columns, you can perform the task, check it, which column is having. So this is just task to all of you. You can remove all the null values, replace the values. If the values are repeated, like in the cells, if any values is going to be repeated, that value should not be replaced. So check it. All the values, order quantity should be there. So you can check with the order quantity is there 135. Check all these columns properly. Already the empty values are not there, but the repeated value might be there. So like just like I shown about one things like in the order regions, if some typo error would be there, so that error you should remove it. So there's all the things you have to perform that particular stuff. It's like you have to check it manually. So this is just one task I'm giving to all of you. Like as I just given about like the category names. In the category names, I did one changes. You can go ahead and find out like what other changes is you can see that in this particular, this is a girl's apparel. this is a golf's apparel, golf bags, cards, polos, and all the things you have to check it properly monitor it. Then definitely, just like women's apparel and the girls' apparels can be both the things, we can combine it. We have to monitor it. So as a data analyst, think about this particular step, but make sure about uh, do this hands-on at your end. Tomorrow when we are going to meet, we are continuing this step further ahead. So how you can go ahead and how you can perform this, don't left, please. I not say that's the, we are just winding the session. Please take a note. The only one fellow want to left it. So
And definitely make use of that WhatsApp group in terms of any questions or clarifications you have. And if you want to interact with Masuddin, Dr. Masuddin, so feel free to drop your questions and clarifications there.
yes. So just 2 minutes I will take, not more than that. There is you once all the things are done it here. Now you want to store that particular things, because the problem is like when we will start restart again the Power BI, from where we are going to start again, we have to perform this task. No, so we have to store it, because there is, you can see to it that the file, if you can see to it that there is a save is or close and apply it, save as. So these are the options are there. If you can go ahead and apply it directly, it's going to be apply in the Power BI. So whatever these data sets is going to be in the Power Query, you did it. So you have to save it. So this particular things is going to be stored it here. Similarly, if I will go ahead here and just apply close and apply, for example. So you can see to it that it will ask me about something. First, I say this particular things. So for example, I can give the ETL. So you can see that this is going to be stored in my respective folders. I will go pending changes in your query that have not been applied. So you want to apply them. I can say that applied. So you can see that it's going to be loading in the sales data. So just see to it that working on it. So my this particular part is going to be done it here. So this is, you can see that if I will go ahead here, working on it, and now close and apply, I did it. So it's close and apply, it's completely. Now you can see that whatever operations I did it in Power Query, uh, just like if I will go ahead here and check it about like the customers' names or the null values. Earlier it was the null values in the sales data. Now there is no null values are present. You can see that category names is going to be there. So all the things is going to be customers' first name, customers' last names. Earlier it was the first name, last name, then we did a merging the columns as well. So all the operations, whatever we did, it comes in the your table view of your Power BI. Again, if you want, you can go ahead and transform this data. So tomorrow when we are going to meet, we are going to do further Power Query process, and then we will see about the charts and different reports generation as well. So